Before we begin, 100% credit goes to Pit Viper Salesman for doing all of the research. All of the research, okay? So I'm not at all taking credit for this. This is not me. This is 100% Pit Viper Salesman. And shout out to Pit Viper if you're watching the stream, man. Good work. He says, or not, he doesn't say anything. All I'm doing is I am relaying his fact-finding to you. Relaying the fact-finding, relaying the information, but this is 100% PVS, okay? So now we will proceed. Let's begin with what is likely the most immediate and wild headline. Baked Alaska has an immediate family member that served as a staff member to a U.S. congressman before, during, and after January 6th. What does this mean? Well, Baked had a direct line to a U.S. congressman prior, during, and after January 6th. Consider the implications of that. Between that just glowing in general, he may have likely had a way to influence events after his arrest as well. 75-day sentence, and he's not going to get the full thing. Let's continue. After the passing of Congressman Dan Young, he was hired by Congresswoman Lisa Murkowski and to this day serves as a staff member. Speaking of politicians, let's talk about campaign funding, shall we? Just based on what's being reported, and there could be way more under the table, which personally I suspect there is, Bake's family dropped over $25,000 to Trump-backed political organizations after January 6th, including $10,000 in July to support Alaska First, which was an organization set up to fund Sarah Palin's attempt at office. They contributed, the Bakes contributed almost 15% of all the funding she received that much. On its own, that's not a big deal. Plenty of people contribute to political campaigns, right? The larger question is clearly, where the hell is all this money coming from? Well, this is where Mama and Papa Baked entered the picture. You might remember Bake's mom from previous Kiwi Farms threads, such as Baked Alaska's mom versus Nancy Pelosi, where we learn she's suing Nancy Pelosi personally in order to try and have any evidence gathered from Bake's phone or the stream he took on phone because he was on her family plan and she believes technically that makes her the owner of the footage. Good luck with that one, Mama Baked. The Bakes own a business which is essentially a pharmacy for IV medications. For a business that should be doing tens of millions of dollars gross in billings per year, the website is laughably sparse. Now, because I do want to protect private information, I'm not going to present this to you on stream, but I can tell you that there are images of the site, and it looks like something that was whipped up in about 20 to 30 minutes by an inexperienced web developer. So it's not exactly the kind of not exactly the kind of presentation you would expect from a business that is rolling in the dough. Critical Thinking says, so it's a front? Well, I'm just here to relay the information to you all, and you're all welcome to draw your own conclusions. So it is essentially a pharmacy for IV medications, but the website, laughably sparse. Somehow, in the space of a large apartment, they're operating a business that has allowed them to amass millions of dollars in properties, every one of which was a cash sale. Cash sale every single time. Somehow, along with all this property holding and a small business, Bake's parents are making multiple yearly trips to Russia, Canada, and other countries to deliver aid and teach the Bible. Yeah, teach the Bible like Baked does over on Cozy. Yo, they're teaching the Bible all right. Which one? I don't know. Yeah, interesting, isn't it? There's nothing suspicious about, I don't know, flying out of the country multiple times a year. Russia, Canada, Africa, other such places to teach the Bible. Wow, sounds like a benevolent duo. Along with being on the board or contributing to Beyond Borders and Christian Health Associates, the Bake started their own organization called Russian Encouragement Ministries, which later became REM Alaska. Bake's dad started out stockpiling medical supplies in an airplane hangar. Maybe it's nothing, but between REM, Beyond Borders, and Christian Health Associates, it's 3 different charities all taking donations which coincide with him flying out to deliver supplies and funding to Russia and other Far East European countries. It just seems strange, doesn't it? All this international travel, the IV business with the website that cost about $20 to make tops. All these properties paid in full, cash. You could say that all of this is on the up and up. Maybe this is just a good guy diversifying his assets. But then I bring you back to Baked, PayPal, and a Catholic priest, which EPP did an incredible documentary on. Definitely, if you have not seen that, that is a video that is required viewing. Go check that out. Why were they funneling money through those channels? Then I started to wonder about Power Chat, and we see a business being used to funnel donations being shuffled around in LLCs, just like we see with the properties. I look at a business in an office less than half the size of a basketball court, somehow being able to generate the financial means to outright purchase and maintain this vast amount of property. I think about all those Medicaid and Medicare billing scams you see in the news that have flimsy websites that just spend all day generating invoices. Could be a great way to channel all that money. I think of all of those trips out of the country, the family member attached to a congressman, baked escaping with little to no consequences over and over again. And it is interesting because J-Lo, when she called it to the Kino Casino, she seemed to have a lot more dirt on Baked that she wasn't ready to divulge just yet. And I wonder if maybe this Congresswoman now connection, I wonder if this is what she was alluding to. Clearly, there is way more to investigate here, and I'm hoping others can join in on the digging. That said, this either feels like an old-school crime family working with politicians and Baked is their Frito, or, more simply, as Sir Terry would call them, glow nibbers. So that's it, and that is not the full post. I cut it down a little bit, made it more stream-friendly. But once again, 100% credit to Pit Viper Salesman for that one. He did all the research. I have nothing to do with any of that. I'm not counter-signaling. I'm just saying he gets the credit for that, not me.